So the organization starts to feel that uh, whatever I am right now offering to the consumers, it is the best. And then they continue with it. Okay. So let's discuss theory first about marketing myopia, and then we'll have practical examples of marketing myopia. Okay, let's discuss theory first, 2-3 sentences, and then we'll go for practically what do you mean by marketing myopia. Okay, so just give me a second. So marketing myopia, firstly, the term was introduced by Theodore Levitt. This particular theme was first introduced by Theodore Levitt in one of the research papers on marketing. Which was published in Harvard Business Review in 1960. In 1960, the paper was published. Look, the vision of the person. Look at the vision of the person. In 1960, he has thought about a concept, marketing myopia. He published in HBR, and still that concept is taught in the classrooms, but still it is relevant. So what a vision of the person. Now, in that research paper on marketing myopia, Theodore Levitt stated that businesses can do really better than just selling their products and services. They can do always far more other activities which helps the consumers. That is what the paper states that. Now, what is marketing myopia means that it is a lack of insight. It is a lack of insight about what a business is doing for its consumers. It is a lack of vision. It is a lack of insights. And the companies become so much narrow in their thought processes, and short-term growth, profits, quarterly profits, annual profits, profit volume, sales figures, they are into so much short-sightedness, visioned only on profits, short-term growth, that they forget to take care of the needs and the wants of the customer, which is the basics of marketing, needs and wants, okay, which are the basics of marketing. They become so short-sighted. Their vision becomes so narrow that they forget the needs and the wants of the consumers, and there they fail because of their short-sightedness. I'll just give you example, one of the example of one Indian company and one foreign company, or more of Indian companies. Okay. So one classic example of marketing myopia, that is Theodore Lewis says that what is our business? Whether our business is more important or the customers are more important. Okay, what is the objective of the business? We'll focus on that after going through one of the Indian example. Okay, after going through one of the Indian example, and the example which I'm going to discuss today is very old example, but it is said to be a classical example of marketing myopia. And that example is about ambassador. This is the most discussed example of marketing myopia. Ambassador car. Can anyone remember?
Yes, sir.
Okay. what is all about? Can somebody, yes, Chitnis or Akshay Bode, can you comment on Ambassador car? Prajakta Padalkar, any comments about Ambassador car?
Sure, Ambassador car was rough and tough.
Okay, it was rough and tough. Very good. Very good. Thank you. Anyone else? Come on, hurry up. We are short of time. Yash Dhande. Sushant Fafle. Okay. So let's, yes, Ray.
Mostly government use it.
Okay, it is mostly used for what do you say, federal purpose, government purpose. So let's discuss something about this example. This particular car was born in 1958. Okay, and it was from Hindustan Motors. It was Hindustan Motors, 1958, which was the Indianized version. The Ambassador car thi, it was an Indianized version of one of the car, Morris Oxford. Okay, Morris Oxford, and this car was launched in 1958. And from 1958, as an Indian car company, or as a what I will not say promoted by Indian government, but supported by Indian government for having Indian brand in the market. So this company or this particular car from 1958, so just after, you say, decade after the independence, till date, it was like favorite car. In late 80s or late 90s, it was India's favorite car. Okay, because there was no competition. Because there was no competition. And if you see the design of the car, you must have seen that car with, at least in movies. If you see the design of the car, it is very spacious. Very spacious. Because a cushion sitting is really comfortable. Head space बहुत ज़्यादा है. Boot space बहुत ज़्यादा है. Car is airy. Okay, design of the car is really very good. If you see the metal quality, it was indeed delighting. Okay, really hard metal. जल्दी से dent भी नहीं आता था उसको. So good quality car was introduced by Hindustan Motors, that is Ambassador car, and it ruled the Indian market. The quality of the car was phenomenal, and everybody liked it. Everybody liked it. There were only two car companies at that time in the Indian market, Ambassador and Premier Padmini. Ambassador and Premium Padmini. And to a great extent, government purchase were like, most of the government purchases were from Ambassador. So if you see right from Tehsil level places, Tehsildar, IS officers, state ministers, state executives, up to Prime Minister and President of India, everyone was using same car. So I said all the politicians were using Ambassador car. Next thing, all the officials, administrative officers, they were using this car. Third thing, all the army departments, like senior positions people, they were using this car. So government purchase was like, plenty of government purchase was there. Plenty of government purchase. There was no competition. And if you want to purchase that car at that time, you need to wait 3 to 4 years at least. Okay. Yes, Ray, any problem? Okay, you have to wait for at least for 3 to 4 years. That was the demand kind of thing was there. And everything was going smoothly. So right from 1958 to 1983 there was no change in the model. There was no change in the model. Why? Because company thought everything is going on smoothly. People are liking my car. Okay, there is enough pull from the government, that is politicians, bureaucrats, army, banking section. There's enough pull for my product. And people also, as compared to Padmini, they are preferring my car. So why to change whatever is going on? That's why I said short-sightedness regarding the product. You love your product that much that you don't change it. But in 1983, what happened? Maruti Udyog Limited, which was again a government-supported company, it came with Maruti 800. It came with Maruti 800. And looking at Ambassador and Maruti 800, the car was, first of all, like it was having feminine characteristics as compared to Ambassador. It was delicate, it was small, and look-wise, it was different. I will not say better, but it was different. And people could notice that difference in the design. And soon, the crowd which was waiting for 2 to 3 years for Ambassador, it shifted to Maruti 800 immediately. Immediately they shifted, and slowly, demand started to reduce for Ambassador. Demand started to reduce. Okay. And there the decline started from 1983. And Ambassador was having more than 800 dealers in that segment, that is passenger car segment, across India. Okay. And it was popular among people. It was popular among government. It was popular among third segment, that is taxi operators and tour operators in Mumbai, in Delhi. It was really popular car. Okay, it was really very popular car. But somehow the car or the company did not bother to change, not even the design, not even the interiors, not even the cushioning, not even the dashboard. Okay, everything was similar from 1958 to 1990s. And there, Maruti really ruled the market from 1983 from its Maruti 800 model. But still, company was focused on same design under the pretext that yes, it has been working for the last 40 years. Why not now? Okay, why not now? So no change, because the same reason which the first student tell, that they were rough and tough. Metal quality was good, durable. The car was designed by considering the road conditions in India or the behavior of the people, how roughly they handled the cars at that time. So Indian road conditions were considered. Indian people habits were considered while designing the car. Rough and tough, good quality metal. But there was no change. Okay, so because of the sturdiness and space, people were preferring it. Right? But slowly, Maruti came up with cars which were offering quality also and space also. And Maruti could advertise that it is a better quality car. Maruti could advertise that it is a better quality car. So slowly, one big segment, that is passenger car retail customers like you and me, they shifted to Maruti. Okay. Then what happened? When Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji was there in 2002. He was the first person from government of India who said, okay, I will not use ambassador. Okay, and a different car was purchased. And there the decline really started. So for him, BMW Limo was purchased. BMW Limo was purchased at that time. So एक status symbol जो था, that the car which is used by the Prime Minister of India, I use the same car. वो status symbol था ambassador के पास. That status symbol gone by changing a car by a single person, that is Prime Minister of India. And because of when the Prime Minister of India changed the car, slowly, Home Minister, okay, other Defense Minister, everybody changed their cars from what you can say, from ambassador to either Maruti or BMW. And slowly, all the officials like IS officers, IPS officers, army people, okay, they also lost the interest in the brand because better models were available. So till 2010, the major share, okay, which was coming from the government, they lost that share also. Still, there was no change in the product design. Absolutely no change. The car was declining. The sales were declining fast. The company could notice it, that first segment gone, retail customers. Second segment gone, politicians. Third segment, okay, influential people. Fourth segment, bureaucrats. Everybody was leaving, but still company did not change. Continuously, only one USP, that is, our cars are durable, our cars are sturdy, made for Indian roads, tough, good quality, good space. Okay, so it is a classical case of failure, that is because of marketing myopia. You focus on the product, but you don't focus on the changing needs of the customers. That is called as marketing myopia. This company never invested in brand building. Okay, sorry, state of Indian marketing at that time. We are now very much okay, better than Western world in branding. But at that time, company never invested in making a brand out of it. They were just selling it. Because they always felt that when the product quality is great, there is no great need of marketing department. So they never invested in the brand also, and they never invested in the product upgradation also. And slowly, that company went out of the business from 1958 to 2000. Okay, they just came with 4 models. Okay, initial model, Mark II model, Mark III model, and Mark IV model. Only 4 models. So 3 upgrades and 1 basic model. In how many years? Almost 42 years. There were only 3 upgrades, sorry. Mark II, Mark III, Mark IV. और Mark IV में था क्या? Power steering, power windows. That was the upgrade. Do you think it's a really valuable upgrade from the company? No change in design, no change in functionality. Only they came with little bit better engine. But when they came with a better engine, they lost everything at that time. They have lost almost everything. In 2004, they came up with one more variant. Okay, but people did not like it. Even the price of the car was very high. Even the price of the car is very high as compared to Maruti cars. Maruti car is still a good brand because they offer value for money. And Maruti car still continuously evolve as customers are evolving. They continuously upgrade their models or came with different models, but this was never done by Hindustan Motors for its ambassador car. And because the multinational came, so many choices were available, competition was immense. Okay. Quality of cars also have gone up, and the company one day said that we are closing our operations, and henceforth will not be manufacturing ambassador car. Don't you think it's a great decline of a great product, which is still, the cars were purchased at that time, still they're tough and sturdy. Okay, they are really in good condition. So product quality was really very great, but they did not invested in upgradations of it, changing in designs to make perception that we have improved, and they did not change with time. Short-sightedness, that if the product is good, it will get sold automatically. Environment was changing, competition was increasing, but they did not focus on it. It is called as marketing myopia. It is called as marketing myopia. Any problem in marketing myopia example?
No,
Just a
sir.
minute.
No, sir.
Aisha Khan, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Praful Dhumar. Praful Dhumar. Okay, next example we are going to discuss. Okay, because we have a lot of examples in this, but one of the example again from the Indian perspective is yes, Akshay.
Nokia, sir. Nokia phone.
Okay, okay. Probably we'll come to that example in next session. But we'll discuss one example. Okay, the most popular example in the world is Kodak. In the world is Kodak. Okay, not only India, but in the world, whenever there is an example of marketing myopia, people always give one example, that is Kodak. I will discuss that example and I will go ahead with, or I will conclude today's session. So if you see Kodak as a company, it was a brilliant company. It was a brilliant company, number one company in the world when it came to camera. Okay. They were having some models which say analog models of camera, which really ruled the world, In all the corners of the world, there was one popular name, that is Kodak. And their major business, selling of analog camera. Second major business is selling of films, that is camera roll. I don't know whether your generation is aware about it or not. And third thing is the development of the films. Whether anybody is aware about these terms, camera roll or developments of the pictures from that roll? Anybody has?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
So business was coming from three different verticals. Selling of cameras across the globe, selling of camera films across the globe, development of those pictures or photographs from the roll. Fourth thing, the paper business, the paper which comes for the development, that is the photographs. that paper business. These were the four major businesses, and it was world's number one. It was world's number one when it comes to photographs, camera. Everything was going very smoothly. Everything was going very smoothly for Kodak. No problem at all. No problem at all. But what went wrong is, can somebody tell?
The
The
technology
introduction of
advanced.
digital cameras.
Digital camera, which was the first one. Yes, Rick.
Sony,
Digital
sir.
camera,
Sony.
which was the first company in the world to invent digital camera.
Sony, sir.
Sony.
It was Kodak. Okay, it was Kodak. So when there was one person, when there was one employee, Stephen, in Kodak's R&D department. In Kodak's R&D department, there was one person, Stephen, and he thought that we are using a digital, we are using an analog camera, and which requires a reel, okay, which require paper, printing, transfer is not possible. So can we develop a digital camera? Can we develop a digital camera? Okay, and he went on doing R&D on his own. On his own, there was no support from the company, and he developed one camera. He developed one camera which was a little bit larger in size, because it was just, I'll say, better than prototype model, which was larger in size. And he gave a demo to the top management that this is one digital camera I have invented, or I have made, I have designed. And if we use this thing, it will be a great success in the market, huge success in the market. We should go ahead with product improvement and launching of the product. It will be a huge success. Okay. Then the company thought about it. Okay, can we go ahead with this digital camera? And there the wrong thing happened. What company thought that if we come up with this digital camera, our camera business will grow. Our camera business will definitely grow. But what will happen, because almost more than half, 60-70% proportion of the profit is coming from camera rolls or reel, development, printing, paper. It is contributing far more than the camera sale. And if we launch this camera, what will happen to our revenues? What will happen to our revenues? So, as I said, when you are too much focused on profits, short-sightedness, okay, short-term gains, this marketing myopia happens. And Kodak top management said that we will not go ahead with the launching of this camera. Will not go ahead with the launching of this camera, because if this product is launched, our revenue will go down drastically. And they said no to this product launch. Then the bechara employee left the company after some years, and he joined the competitor. He joined the competitor. And the competitor came with a concept at that time, that is digital camera. That was digital camera after some modification, because earlier the version was developed in Kodak. So the competitor developed better and better version with the help of the employee. So they came up with digital camera concept, and it was a great success. And it was a great success. Now everywhere in the world, only digital cameras are used. Only digital cameras are used. There is no analog camera. But at that time, it was a mistake of the top management to stick to the product portfolio rather than going for a change. Rather than going for a change. But this particular opportunity was utilized by all the three Japanese players. Which one? Sony,
Panasonic.
Nikon. Okay.
Fujifilm.
Okay. Fuji. Even Fuji was doing good, but now it is also not really in the market. And there was one more company, Canon. Okay. So these, I'll not say purely Japanese, but these three companies saw the opportunity in digital business, digital camera business. And there they grabbed this opportunity like anything. They completely started to avoid analog camera at that time. They said, okay, let's focus on this new innovation, which is digital camera. And they started to promote it. People liked the product. People jumped on it because there was no tussle of developing, going there, waiting in a queue for development. Okay, some photograph used to not develop properly because of light conditions and other thing. Digital camera technologically far superior than the analog camera. So people started to jump on digital camera by paying a lot of cost. They were so expensive at that time, very expensive as compared to traditional analog camera. But still people jumped on the product, and slowly, Kodak went out of the business. Kodak went out of the business despite having such a great brand image across globe. The brand failed. Kodak failed. Okay, Kodak failed only because of the reason that if we launch the new innovation, we'll lose our traditional business of paper development, films, and because of that, they did not went with the digital camera. But when they realized this thing, it was too late because Canon, Nikon, and Sony was far ahead in the race at that time. They came up with digital camera, but they were never welcomed. They came up with different models, right from economical model to better model. Okay, but no model was accepted across globe. Across globe, for like sad state for Kodak. Then they focused on कि आप कहीं पर भी फोटो खींच लो, सोनी के कैमरे से खींच लो, निकॉन के खींच लो, एटलीस्ट कम टू डेवलपमेंट, कम फॉर डेवलपमेंट, फोटोग्राफ डेवलपमेंट टू अस. सो प्रिंटर का बिजनेस काफी अच्छा चला, प्रिंटिंग का बिजनेस काफी अच्छा चला एट दैट टाइम, बट इट वाज आल्सो वेरी शॉर्ट टर्म because when internet connectivity improved, people stopped developing pictures or photographs. Just data transfer started from email. Okay, and there was no need to develop, and people started to preserve the photograph digitally. So printing business चल रहा था, वो भी बंद पड़ गया. Printer paper वो भी बंद पड़ गया. So अगर ये innovation पहले कंपनी ने adopt कर लिया होता, तो the fate could have been different. Okay, they did lot of R&D in digital cameras. Their digital cameras were also very good, but nobody picked up because they were far behind in launching it. They did collaboration with IBM, Microsoft, Dell to some extent for distribution, for R&D, but everything did not work well for the Kodak. And one day they filed for bankruptcy to the government of US that we are a bankrupt company, please help us. World's #1 company to a bankrupt company because of a single decision that we love our product, we love our present business. Okay, and we are not going to change it. Same thing happened after Premier Padmini become popular, after Maruti 800 become popular, even taxi drivers started using ambassadors because they find that they are getting better value in Maruti 800, but not in Ambassador. So even taxi driver travel business came down. Similarly, in this case, they were having patents for photographies, for cameras, how to develop camera. Ultimately, the company Kodak sold those patents also to raise money. So patents bhi chale gaye, product designs bhi chale gaye. The customers also went to Nikon, okay, Canon and Sony, and they filed for bankruptcy. They are trying now in televisions, they are trying now in cameras still, but it's in vain. It's in vain. If you don't change with the time, customers generally do not forgive. Customers go ahead with new things. They do not remain loyal. They do not remain loyal. In last session or before 2 sessions, we discussed the case of this thing, Book My Show and Paytm. Paytm zara sa better laga. People dump Book My Show or Book My Trip. Not Book My Show, Book My Trip. Same thing happened with Yahoo and Google. Yahoo and Google. That Yahoo was doing really very good. Google was getting bigger and bigger. At that time, there was a proposal for Yahoo. Okay, will you purchase Google? Will you purchase Google? Yahoo said no. It is too costly. Business model is not so great. At that time, the valuation of Yahoo was somewhere around $125 billion. Valuation of Google was around 125 billions. Google was smaller company. Yahoo said will not purchase Google. And after some time, Yahoo was sold for only less than $5 billion. जिसका वैल्यू था 125 billion dollars. The company was taken over by one of the other company. I don't remember the name. Can anyone tell which company purchased Yahoo Bing? Anyone?
Microsoft.
Okay, Microsoft. Okay, at that time it was purchased by Verizon, later on by Microsoft for less than $5 billion. See the valuation. If you do not change, this may happen. Okay. Google created a vision that can we integrate different platforms? Can we integrate the data across different platforms or not? Okay. So as I said, my interviews are going to start from 9:45. Okay, I will take a break. But tomorrow again we'll meet. Okay, there are plenty of examples for marketing myopia. Right now, Facebook is doing immense work in terms of this, because Facebook भी थोड़ा outdated होने चला था. But they purchased Instagram. It was a revival. Otherwise, Instagram अगर purchase नहीं करता, तो it could have been a death for Facebook. But they purchased a lot of small companies which could support Facebook, which could support Facebook. Okay. So there are a lot of examples that how you can avoid also. So tomorrow we'll meet. Any problem? Any problem? Any doubt?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Discussion session. So I did not. This was just a discussion session, so I did not had what you can say PPT for this thing. But tomorrow again we'll meet. We'll have 1 or 2 examples of marketing myopia with respect to Nokia failure. Somebody was talking about Nokia, and probably we'll take 1 or 2 more things like एक इंडिया का एग्जाम्पल है मारुति जिप्सी का. Maruti Gypsy was such a great success, but could not sustain in Indian market. So tomorrow we'll see Nokia. Tomorrow we'll see Maruti Gypsy at that time, and then we'll conclude with marketing myopia. Thank you, Ray. Sharply, I want to start the interviews, Ray. If you have any doubt, you can
Sir.
discuss.
Hello.
Yes, Ray. Hello,
Hello.
Chitnis. Hello, Chitnis, Mr. Fast. Hello, Mr. Chitnis. Little bit fast. I have interviews at 10. Yes, Mr. Chitnis.
Yes, sir. I had some doubts regarding presentation. So, is it a good time to ask, or should I ask later?
I said that my PhD interviews are going to start. There is last day of PhD interviews. But at 1 o'clock, I will get free from the interviews, Ray. Or 1:30.
At 1:30.
Yes, Ray.
Okay. So, can I call you, sir?
Yes, Ray, it is.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you.